We often hear it from experts that a lot of the drugs on the street are tainted with fentanyl or other substances that the user doesn't even know about. This group I spoke with provides free drug testing so users know exactly what they're taking and reduce their risk of a fatal overdose. They're a small but mighty team. The Harm Reduction Coalition of San Diego is made up of 8 people. They spend their days patrolling the streets, looking for ways to help keep our most vulnerable populations alive.
Hi.
Hi, Amber.
Hi, thanks for meeting with me.
One of them is Tara Stamos-Busick.
So what we do mostly is come out here on the streets and find out what people need and bring it to, like, make sure that they have what they need to stay safe and alive and to move in a direction that supports any positive change that they're trying to make.
That means providing free Narcan, clean needles, and drug testing. Last year, the coalition started going around downtown San Diego with a testing kit they purchased online from the nonprofit Dance Safe. They've brought it to homeless encampments and hotels, concerts, and parties, offering free drug testing.
You never know what you're getting, so it's super dangerous, especially being an intravenous drug user. I don't want to shoot something up that's going to hurt me. So if I have the opportunity to test it first, then that's definitely very helpful. Just watch your step.
Billy has been living on the streets for years. He says he began taking drugs as a teenager and just recently started using the coalition services. On this particular day, he handed over a little bag of white powder he believed to be MDMA for testing.
That's okay. So we put that on there. That's even more than I necessarily need. Sort of smush that down a little bit, get it nice and powdery. And then as soon as I clamp this anvil all the way down, you'll see we'll start to get a reading.
Jordan Parnez does the drug testing for the group. He's a social worker, but went through specific training to be able to do it.
We're really trying to identify presence of certain compounds or drugs or whatever else there is. We're not trying to tell people if it's pure or if it's high quality or if, it's safe to use. It's really challenging to use that term safe because drug use is an inherently risky activity. But we are trying to do is provide folks with information so they can use that information and be empowered to make decisions about their health in a conscious way.
Here's how it works. This FTIR spectrometer uses infrared light to detect the components of a substance. Jordan then narrows down the top 3 elements in the drug.
So if you were giving this back to the user, what would you say it's in it?
If I were giving this sample back to the user, I would say I believe there to be MDMA, caffeine, and some kind of pill binder.
The group also hands out free drug testing strips, but those only detect fentanyl. Tara says because of the increasingly messy drug market, she wanted to go further.
And when we've had people who said, oh my God, this is not what I thought it was, I'm not going to use it, and those people are alive today.
That's our reading.
Her kit not only identifies fentanyl, but also meth, cocaine, and heroin. And that's important since most overdose deaths in 2019 were tied to at least one of those drugs. And nearly half of all overdose deaths involved 2 or more. Tara says since buying the machine in September, they've tested more than 700 drug samples.
I lost 60 friends last year. 60. That's a lot of people. A lot. And in the county, over 1,300 in 2021. We are losing people every day. And what I say to those who may not support or understand is, that's okay. What I need them to know and understand is, I don't want there to ever come a time when you say, I wish my child had had, if only I had known.
Tara spent years on the streets herself before she stopped using drugs and went back to school.
I think one of the things that helped me the most was those very few people who saw me and who loved me anyways and reminded me all the time, you'll go hiking again soon. We should go hike here. Hey, have you checked out that hike? And for 2 minutes, I was out of that really awful existence that I was living for a majority of the time. And I held on to that thread of hope. And that is why I do what I do.
These days, Tara is that thread of hope to others.
every one of the people that we provide services to is somebody's son, daughter, sister, father, mother, friend, cousin, whatever. And these services allow for a person to stay alive one more day so that they can make that positive change.
It's amazing to have somebody, number one, that cares enough to spend time out of their day to worry about us and to make sure that we have what we need. And yeah, you could bring by food and clothes and all that, but I mean, that's stuff we're able to get all the time. It's super difficult before her services to get clean needles and clean supplies and medical supplies and stuff like that.
Do you ever stop and just think about how many lives you're saving with this kind of work?
I do. I also have a hard time taking a day off because several times there's been a couple of days that I've actually I'm not going to answer my 800 number on my phone or my text. And there's been 2 days where people had reached out to me to get test strips or Narcan and I did not respond and they are not alive today. You know, this is like going into war every day.
Tara says she only knows of 2 other programs across the state that are providing similar drug testing services. As far as their machine, they were able to buy it with the help of a private donor, and it cost them about $60,000, Mark.
Tara really is a hero because she's doing this work every single day, and she's been there herself.
Yeah, she was formerly homeless and an addict, so she says that she really understands what these people are going through and what a lot of them are feeling. And that's why she feels the need to be there every day and can't really take a day off. In fact, she's probably out there right now. And I think it's important to mention also something that she told me, which is that these people don't want to die. I mean, they're probably going to continue using drugs, but they want to do so in a way that they can manage it and in a way that keeps them alive.
And she also says that sometimes you never know when that one day, when they are being safe, they choose to turn their life around. And certainly she has seen cases where that's happened. And unfortunately, she's seen some cases and some friends which she's lost as well.
Yeah, that's why these services are so important.
Exactly. Amber Freeze, thanks for your reporting.
Thank you.